A wealthy, vicious patriarch lies dead in his home. His servant watches the weapon strike the wooden floor, then goes to confess. But the servant, Smerdyakov, insists he was merely the physical instrument of the crime. The true murderer, he claims, is the victim's middle son, Ivan Karamazov. The accusation seems impossible. Ivan was miles away when the crime occurred. He never plotted the death, never handled the weapon, and never explicitly ordered the kill. This creates a terrifying psychological paradox. Can you be charged with murder if your only weapon was a philosophical premise? Dostoevsky designed the character of Ivan to be the ultimate embodiment of cold, modern rationalism. He is the authorial architect behind this psychological case study. Ivan is a cynical intellectual who views existence through a rigid Euclidean mind. He returns to his dysfunctional family equipped with a flawless geometric logic that leaves no room for traditional sentiment. Ivan's radical worldview rests on a single sequence of logic. If there is no higher power and no immortality, then there is no objective basis for virtue. If there is no virtue, then there are no rules. His conclusion is absolute. Everything is lawful. Ivan touts this logic as a harmless thought experiment, a high-minded debate topic to be dissected in taverns over glasses of brandy. He lives under the assumption that destroying moral boundaries in theory is safe. He forgets that ideas, once spoken, enter a volatile, real-world environment. Ivan's rejection of morality is actually rooted in a profound sense of empathy, an agonizing horror at the cruelty he sees in the world. He is haunted by the suffering of innocent children. He uses their unmerited pain as his ultimate problem of evil argument, questioning how any just universe could permit such agony. This protest reaches its peak in his poem The Grand Inquisitor, where he argues that the price of universal harmony is too high if it requires the tears of even one child. This is Ivan's noble rebellion. Because the system requires the suffering of the innocent, he respectfully returns his ticket and rejects the moral order entirely. Through Ivan, Dostoevsky shows how a hyper-rational, uncompromising sense of justice can lead a person to abandon the very moral structures that protect society. The danger begins when Ivan shares these nuanced philosophical debates with Smerdyakov, the family's resentful and literal-minded servant. As this diagram shows, Smerdyakov filters the information. He strips away Ivan's empathy and theological protest, keeping only the lethal bottom-line conclusion. The abstract idea becomes a physical force. Smerdyakov bludgeons the father to death and steals his money, acting with the same coldness Ivan used in his tavern debates. When a horrified Ivan confronts him, Smerdyakov is composed. He explains that he only committed the murder because Ivan gave him the moral permission to do so. Abstract ideas cannot be controlled by their creator. Once released, they mutate, allowing others to pick up a philosophy and use it as a weapon. Ivan's intellect fails him when it meets the reality of his father's smashed skull. His theoretical rebellion collapses under a brutal crime. This crushing intellectual guilt manifests as a brain fever, a complete psychotic break. At the height of this breakdown, Ivan is visited by a terrifyingly vivid hallucination. He finds himself face to face with the devil. The Euclidean mind is proven to be a fragile illusion. It shatters when it is forced to process the raw reality of actual human suffering. The hallucination that finally haunts Ivan is a pathetic, shabby, middle-aged freeloader wearing out-of-style clothes. The devil mocks Ivan by repeating his own grandiose man-god theories back to him in a vulgar, gossipy, and petty tone. Dostoevsky contrasts this lethal logic with the path of Ivan's brother, Alyosha, who practices a messy, active, daily empathy as the only true antidote to suffering. A moment of wonder. Dostoevsky's final warning is chilling. A theory stripped of love and empathy turns a thinker into a murderer. Ideas are lethal weapons, and we are responsible for where we aim them.